person to give the response to the Pinnacle.
You want to drink what the demo guy drinks, but not as much as MJF drank last week. You can get a little bit of the bubbly on sale now. Supplies limited, a little bit of the bubbly.com.
Sheriff know that injured left elbow, courtesy of MJF, throwing him off the top of the steel cage at Blood and Guts.
Dislocated him, though. You gotta wonder what's going through the collective minds of these men. Interesting times in their careers. Stadium stampede.
Rousing rendition from the Jacksonville Children's Choir.
You know, a lot of people have been asking. Everybody wants to know, what's the Inner Circle going to do about the Pinnacle? Well, here's my answer. At this point, talk is cheap. Plain and simple, I want to fight.
Ortiz, I cannot agree with you more. We are on the same page. Pinnacle, I said it last week and I'll say it right now. As long as the Inner Circle and the Pinnacle work for AEW, this is never gonna end. So I don't care if I jump off the top of the balcony and do a shooting star to your neck or douse you a bubbly every single week. This is not gonna end until we get this match. You guys call yourselves the best. You guys ain't nothing more than a bunch of clowns. Especially last week, flopping around looking like a bunch of dumbass fishes in your cheap suits. You wanna know my answer? You already know what the hell I'm gonna say.
If you ask me, we don't have a choice. Since the beginning of Dynamite, the Inner Circle said we are the baddest. So the consequences of not accepting are far worse. If we don't accept, then we are just like them.
Cowards.
Mediocre.
Exactly. And while y'all try so hard to be us, I promise you, the last thing we want is to be a bunch of schoolgirl bitches like you.
All these guys had a lot to say, all very poignant. Even Sammy talking about the bubbly bath last week. That was a fun little diversion, wasn't it? It was designed to get the attention of the Pinnacle because they got their heads up each other's asses so far they can't hear very well. But what I heard loud and clear was their challenge for the Stadium Stampede and the stipulation that if we lose, the Inner Circle has to break up forever. And I'm wondering, is it worth it? But I'm wondering if Blood and Guts, if that was worth it. I'm still thinking about it every day. The toll that it took on all 10 of us. The physical and mental beatdowns that we suffered. The parts of ourselves that we left in that ring that we'll never get back. A bucket of blood, a pound of flesh, a piece of our souls. It never comes back. Was it worth it? None of us will forget that night, especially me, because I'll never be the same again because of MJF. Max, you hurt me bad. And I'm not just talking about the physical hurt. I'm not talking about this dislocated elbow, because eventually it will heal. Eventually, it will get better. What won't get better, what won't go away, is the mental image I have of you throwing me off the top of the cage. The most terrifying moment of my life. Time stood still. I felt like I was falling for hours, and when I landed, my head almost hit the back of that stage, and if that would have happened, it would have been game over for Jericho. So was it worth it? You scared my family. You scared my children. You scared every single person who watched Blood and Guts 2 weeks ago. Was it worth it? Was it worth putting my body through this? Was it worth putting my family through this? Was it worth it? Was it worth it? I'm asking you. And the only answer that I have is when I think of the revenge I'm gonna get on you, MJF. Yes, it was 1,000% worth it. Because you've given me the fire and the inspiration to knock your teeth down your throat, break your nose, and punch you in the face over and over and over again. So if you want our answer, whether the Inner Circle accepts the challenge for Stadium Stampede, it is 1,000% yes! And if you beat us, if we can't beat the Pinnacle, if we can't beat the Pinnacle after all we've been through, then we don't deserve to be together anymore. But that won't happen, because we told you, we warned you, you're going to have to kill us if you want to beat us, and we're still alive. And when Santana comes back next week, you better damn be sure he's going to show you that he's still alive. So at Stadium Stampede, the Inner Circle is coming for you. Hell is coming for you, Pinnacle. May 30th, double or nothing. We're going to dance all over your face and piss all over your grave.
Strong words from Chris Jericho. Ahead of Double or Nothing live on pay-per-view on Sunday, May 30th, where the Inner Circle will meet the Pinnacle in a Stadium Stampede match. But earlier today, our colleague Tony Schiavone had a chance to catch up with the hottest free agent in AEW, Jade Cargill.
All right, guys, now back here with Jade Cargill. Jade, have you made your decision?